Hi, WRQN. This is Denny.
Hi, Denny. This is Kathleen from William Shatner's office. How are you?
I am living the dream. I love doing double shift on a Monday when nobody's working.
Yeah, welcome to my world, baby.
I already did a show. I got up at 3:15, drove through the snow and the sleet, did an awesome show, and then I went home, took a quick nap, and came in.
Look at you, power
just
nap even.
Yeah, got to do
Well
it.
done, you, Denny. Well, I'm going to place you on hold. Mr. Shatner's just wrapping up an interview previous to yours that's running long, but since they're on air, I can just wave at him to let him know that he's long.
Okay,
so
yeah.
bear with me. I'm going to place you on hold, and the line
All right.
picks up. It'll be him, and you've got 10 minutes today, okay?
Beautiful. Is there anything off limits, or could we just have some fun?
No, you can totally have some fun.
And what do I refer to him as?
I always
Bill?
recommend start as Mr. Shatner and
Mr.
go from
Shatner.
there.
How about Denny Crane? Can I call him Denny Crane from Boston
I'd
Legal?
start with Mr. Shatner.
All right, I'll start there.
All right, he just got off, so hold on, Denny. I'll pop him on.
Standing by.
Denny,
Yes, sir.
you good?
Yeah, this is Denny Crane. Is this Denny Crane?
I thought you might do that, foolish man.
You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen of Toledo, of my listening airwaves, you are in for a treat. Not only on the radio this morning, but also you will have an opportunity to be in the same place and maybe even ask him a question. The legendary William Shatner live on stage for conversation and Q&A after a screening of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Stranahan Theater, March 7th, 7:30. I'll tell you how you get tickets at the end of the interview because we don't want to waste time with any of that because we have on the phone with us this morning the legendary William Shatner. Mr. Shatner, welcome to Toledo Airwaves.
I love the word legendary, but applied to me, it's a little awkward. When did I become legendary?
I would say probably somewhere between Star Trek, Better Late Than Never, and Boston Legal. Somewhere, I'm not exactly sure the date, but you are a true legend, sir.
There's quite a few years in between. Thank you, Denny.
You're very, very welcome. Are you excited to come to Toledo in the wintertime?
Favorite cities.
Toledo is?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about it?
The
That's a big pause.
way the T spreads out when you write Toledo, you could put a roof over the rest of the word.
You really could. I'm kind of favor of the O. Now, listen, people are very excited for your coming. I told people that I was going to be talking to you, and they said, well, ask him this, ask him that. I'm like, no, get your own radio show, then you can talk to the...
Spent years getting ready. You've struggled through all kinds of failure.
I did.
And now here you are, a success. Let them get their own radio show.
Finally, 38 years of radio. So...
You finally got it right.
Finally. Now, it's going to be a lot of fun. You come to town, you watch the show with the people. I'm assuming you're probably going to sit out in the audience or maybe out in the back sucking on a cocktail or something. But you come up for Q&A. Do you ever get nervous about some of the questions that people might ask you in these things?
All the time. I walk in a trembling state because you never know what they're going to ask you. I mean, they might ask you something intelligent, which requires some intelligence, which is, a matter of opinion as to what an intelligent answer is. And I bombed on some of those intelligent answers. Or they might ask you a foolish question, which you need to have a quick response. And like stand-up comics have standard ways of dealing with hecklers. I mean, I don't have a standard answer to a question that is difficult. So it is you're diving off the board, the springboard, into a pool, and you don't know whether there's any water in there.
Well, Toledo people are known for being highly intelligent and asking very inquisitive and deep questions like...
You've given me a problem.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that coming to Toledo. All right, so before we continue on with this, I got to ask you about one scene in Boston Legal when you were taking the word association quiz. Do you remember that? I mean, so many things you've probably been through.
Remember it vividly. What possible question?
All right.
Here you are.
All right, I want to play this, and I want to play this for you, and every time I hear this, I laugh out loud. Let me play this for you, and I want you to react to it.
I'd like to play a political Rorschach test, a word association game.
Shoot.
Well, I'll throw out a word. You say the first word that pops into your head.
Shoot.
Homosexual.
Shoot.
Abortion.
Murder.
The war.
9/11.
Economy.
Democrats.
John McCain. Immigration.
No mas.
Hillary.
Pull my finger. That was very interesting.
How do you record a scene like that and not just bust out laughing?
Well, I did the first 10 times.
So there's outtakes.
I imagine there are. There's always outtakes. That's a funny scene.
It's hilarious. Every time I hear it, I just absolutely crack up.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. That scene. Let alone I don't remember the segment. Let alone the scene. But it sounds like David Kelly. Sounds like his stuff, and there he is being funny and political at the same time.
Now, today, if you did that, the way Twitter is and the internet, you'd probably get crushed by all these haters. Oh, how dare you do that about Hillary and all this?
I would lose my job, whatever my job was.
Yeah. Is being involved in movies and television more fun now or back at the early stages of your awesome career?
What an interesting question, my friend. Well, the early on, the quick answer, because we've only got a limited time, the quick answer is early on I would have been excited by the fact that I got the job and I'm paying the rent and I can't make a mistake and I got to be perfect and I got to be good and now that I'm finishing this job, where's the next one and all that excitement. Later on, I wonder if I'm reading this line. Is there a better way to do this? Is there something else I can think of rather than a cliche way of doing it? And I'm worrying the art form of it as against the commercial form of it.
All right, so we know you're a big horse lover. All Glory Project, AGP. One of my listeners wanted me to ask, when did you start, loving horses? You always love horses, and how did this project come to be?
Well, first of all, the project, that project, the All Glory Project, is my wife's charity, and she and you can find out about it by going to that website, All Glory website, and she raises money for veterans and horse therapy. The charity that I started 30 years ago and have continued to this day is the Hollywood Charity Horse Show. Horseshow.org. You can go to it and find out when it is. It's end of May and the beginning of June, and how to contribute and what it's all about. But 30 years ago, I started the charity because I was riding a lot of horses. I'd become fascinated by horses in the latter day of my life because I could afford it then. And I was in Montreal in the city, and I think I rode once as a kid in Montreal. So the question that I ponder is, what is there in my DNA which gives us a lot of behavior that we don't realize? Is there something in my DNA that drew me to horses? And it's an interesting speculation.
Well, it's awesome you do that. How often do you get to your farm in Kentucky?
Well, I was just there before I drove to Nashville to be on the Grand Ole Opry on Friday. And then I left on Saturday to come home here to Los Angeles. So I get there more often in the summertime when there are horse shows and the weather's a little more pleasant. But not often enough is my thought.
All right, the legendary William Shatner coming to Toledo soon. I'll give you the ticket information in a second. Any chance you'll ever do another Better Late Than Never? And if you had to do a show with just one of them, Henry Winkler, Terry Bradshaw, George Foreman, who would you pick?
Well, that's a tough one because I bonded with all of them. Henry brings such comedy, and of course, Terry is a clown, and Mr. Foreman is a force, and they're all great, and they all bring something special, and it just depends on what specialty you want to have. Now, is that an equivocating answer?
Yeah, it works. I mean, you're a big celebrity. You get away
with anything.
Yeah, pretty much. But I tell you, that show was very entertaining and a lot of fun.
I'd like to think that somebody is going to help us do it again. We all want to do it. NBC decided not to.
Yeah, well, those suits. Yeah, they're troubles. Radio suits, TV suits, they're all the same.
Put them in underwear.
Exactly. All right, somebody, one of my listeners wanted me to ask you, where do you park the Enterprise?
There's a parking lot just around the corner. It's on Ventura Boulevard in Coldwater.
There you go. All right, William Shatner live on stage for conversation Q&A after a screening of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. It is Thursday, March 7th, 7:30. Get your tickets now, StranahanTheater.com. That's StranahanTheater.com.
You will have the best time with me, I promise.
You are awesome. Thank you for allowing a few minutes with you. God bless you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Toledo in March. Make sure you go to Tony Packo's and sign a bun if you haven't done that yet, sir.
I got to do that.
All right, have a great day, and thanks for going on with us.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Live long and prosper.